Hello there, this is Quita with the Quitassential Life, and I have a new unit to share with you today. This is from Amazon. Here at the Quitassential Life, we look at beauty inside and out with diverse approaches. So the unit came in this black silk bag. It's 24 inches. It came with a wig cap, a satin tie, as well as a Velcro sleigh band, and this is the unit that has blonde highlights with the brown. It has the typical construction with inside with the combs at the back, the sides, and there at the crown. I'm showing you now that it has baby hairs. It was pre-plucked, and the knots are a little visible, but we're going to try it on. That's my hair I'm pushing in the back, and just see what it looks like. So you see the baby hairs, just checking out the hairline. It's not too thick. I'm just not, it might not be showing up on camera, but some of those blonde highlights looked gray to me. So I'm thinking about getting some brown dye to tone down some of that, which I did. I used John Frieda's medium chestnut brown, as well as bleach the knots. So yes, this is the first time I've ever done that, where I bleached the knots and colored the hair at the same time. So here's what it looks like with the bleach there and with the color on the actual hair. This was a body wave texture, so you see some curls there, and I'm letting that sit for a bit. I put the color on first to give it more time. So this is what we ended up with. It did tone down that some of those highlights around the face were really blonde, or you know. And I am now going to putting my heat protectant on and going to do a little bit of flat ironing to the hair. That's a little bit of coconut milk oil. That's my Maxi Glide flat iron that I'm using on the hair. I do not use it on my actual hair because it snags my hair for some reason that I don't understand, but it's great for the units. It's got the steam built in. So I'm just doing a little bit of that and wanted to show you how I did one little curl, and it held pretty good. So it might sound crazy, but I wanted to pre-style the hair, so I just sprayed it with water and put 4 braids in it, little turn at the end, and put it on wig dryer, which I love. I'll do another video on that. Now I'm just taking alcohol and getting the skin prepped, using this argan oil protectant for the hair. It's that stuff that you use when you're going to do a quick weave right on top of your hair, but I wanted to use as a protectant for my edges. So I'm using a piece of some sheer actual pantyhose and using some bold hold jelly to just keep that in place. Now I am using the silicone that you really use for scars, but I use it to cover my edges to make sure I'm not getting stuff on there. So we are doing layers of things to protect my edges. So we're putting the silicone on both sides, so it's really covering up my edges, so I don't have to worry about that. That was a tip I got from Miss Precious Marie. And I'm just putting my sleigh band on that came with the unit to hold it down. Now I'm spraying 2 different tints. That's what I like to use from Eben on the unit and the knots, and down the middle part area I am adding another piece of silicone, which really does hide the grids, as you can see. So I am showing you how I cut the edge so it wouldn't be so straight and you could see it easier once you put it in. Now I am adding some powder as well as some of that spray on my wig cap as well as the silicone. Now I'm just putting on the unit. I have cut the little pieces so it's easier to put it on, and you can see the scalloped edges of that one little piece, and I wanted to move that silicone piece because it wasn't exactly where I wanted it. So now we are going to glue this down. This is the first layer. You see I'm putting it on the skin as well as the silicone. I'm taking a damp cloth and wiping off the extra because it's hard to get that stuff off and look good. So this is the second layer. It dries pretty well. I'm doing just this front area and we'll tie that down. So this is the third layer. We're going to let that dry up. I am cleaning up everything else, and it looks dry and clear now. So we are going to take that flap in the middle and place it down. I'm taking my rat tail comb and making sure that the lace is sticking to the glue and not the hair. Okay, now we're going to tie that down and let that sit. Blow dry it a bit so it can get going. Now I can do the sides. So you see here I'm using the Kiss Almighty Bond glue. It has two tips, one that gives you the little dots and one that has a smearing tip. That's what you see here. I should have used the dots side of the applicator, but this is the second layer. You see me fanning, going on to the other side, doing the same thing, using a little blow dryer, helping it to dry. And that's putting the last layer on, and fanning and fanning and blow drying and fanning, trying to get it together. You see it is drying, and we are going to work with that. So I did go ahead and lay that down, tie it down, and you just saw me take that tie off. And now I'm seeing what we got. We got some residue going on here. I worked with that and trimmed it some of the lace before I went right on into this, which is me trying to work with the baby hairs. You see there's still some stuff going on there. Right at the top you see a little bit of a white cast, but that will continue to dry and subside. I used a little bit of makeup there, powdered makeup with that makeup brush, and that helped as well. This was transparent lace, so that's why I did color it some with the Ebon sprays, and you need to add a little bit going on as far as makeup or something with a brush to cover some of those areas. Now I'm just using the Bold Hold lace jelly to add on top of my little baby hairs. I'm not a baby hair expert or adult swoops, and using my hot comb to lay some of the stuff down and see how that works. And we are about to cleaning up with the damp cloth, and about to put my sleigh band on. And at this point I'm getting ready for bed. So I am to keep the wave that I'd like to have in it. just put it in my Pocahontas ponytails with some mousse. Curl up the ends around my fingers and put a Diane clip on there. So it did pretty well throughout the day. And now I am putting my satin bonnet on top of that and can go to sleep. So this is day 2, and I've already taken off all my headgear and am softening up the edges by just combing through them, using a little damp cloth to loosen that up a little bit from the gel. I'm also trimming a little bit of the lace up under my swoops. And cleaning my forehead and just getting the hair together. I had a middle part yesterday, and I want to try a side part today. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Just working with it. That's what you got to do. So I'll be getting my trusty hot comb to help get rid of that part that wants to stay there forever. We're going to brush that out and work with a side part. So I have my hot comb going, trying to help the hair stay to the side. And this is what it looks like. And this is the final look for day 2. What do you think, y'all? Okay, so now I'm getting ready for bed again. Putting a little bit of mousse on to lay down my edges and keep them there. Put this lay band on. And I did 4 braids, as you can see. And here's my side part. And there you go. Now I'm removing it. I'm using the remover that comes with the Kiss Almighty Bond, which sort of lathers and foams by itself. It really works well, I must say. It doesn't take but a few minutes. You see it's already starting to move. You just sort of work with it. Do not tug and pull on your hair. Just lift it to see if it's working or something along those lines. You can start to see the silicone pieces that I put there to protect my edges, which is great, as you can see. So just pulling that off, and you want to make sure you are giving it time. And I flashed you a little bit with the see how much residue was on the actual unit. Not much at all, so that was pretty good. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your support of my channel. Please like, subscribe, share. Thank you. Bye bye.